My name is Anne-Marie Farmer. I'm here on behalf of an all-volunteer organization called Tennesseans Reclaiming Educational Excellence, or TREE. In my day jobs, I am an instructor at Vanderbilt Law School. I lead a legal clinic for low-income veterans, and I am the director of small group ministries at Woodmont Christian Church. But one of my driving passion is public education. Graduate of metro schools, my kids go to metro schools, my mom taught 20 years in metro schools. This has always been near and dear to my heart. As an advocate, this is the last few years, and I predict the next several, are frustrating for supporters of public education. And I've been asked before, why do public schools have such a target on them? And I think there are several reasons when you've got a sort of a right-wing political climate. Think about it, public schools are prime for hostility to public services. It's probably one of the largest public services in the state. For privatization, if you believe that shifting public services to the private sector will allow the free market to solve all problems, as much of the right wing does, then public schools have a target. And also the fact that public school employees belong to public sector unions often, and hostility to labor. So for the right wing, the system of public schools is something to be dismantled. It's something to be funded as cheaply as possible, and it's something to be attacked. And you can look at the money that has gone into legislative races and even school board races across Tennessee as an example of the focus on tearing down our public school system. Just kind of a silly example, when my school district was most recently up for election, I opened my mailbox and got a mailer tying one candidate to Obama. It was Obama, Obama, liberal, liberal, liberal. You know, that was new. I've never seen anything like that before in a school board race, but that's kind of the reality of the climate we're in. The good news is, however, because public schools affect so many people, because bipartisan, there are Democrats and Republicans teaching in public schools, Democrats and Republicans enrolling their children, the pushback against these attacks can be very bipartisan, and it can be very effective. You know, unfortunately, it was discouraging when we had Betsy DeVos chosen as our National Education Secretary. But we've also had some successes. For the past few years, the message in the media has been, this is the year that a major voucher program is going through in Tennessee. It's inevitable, it's going to happen. And activists have been able to help fend that off and show support for keeping public dollars in our public schools and not shifting public dollars to private hands. So even though things can seem discouraging and frustrating, there have been moments of a lot of success. And you can see in Williamson County, one of the most red states in the state, one of those red counties in the state, they have successfully rolled back an Americans for Prosperity takeover of their local school board. So it can be done, and the stakes for our children are just simply too high to lose heart and get discouraged. It's just something we have to keep doing. So with TREE, we started in 2013, I believe, a handful of public school parents in Middle Tennessee who were frustrated that all the advocacy and information sort of seemed to come from this corporate right-wing vision for education. And the Tennessee Education Association was activating teachers, but there was not really a source of information and advocacy for, if you weren't a teacher, for parents on what pending legislation was, where it stood in committee, how to speak up, how to get involved, and how to be on the defensive and push back against damaging legislation. And so we got together, we started going down to the legislature, we started sending out email alerts. This is where this bill stands, this is why it's damaging to our public schools, this is who you need to contact. And just sort of sharing information. And that's largely what we do because we're all volunteers. We sort of compile information, share it. We've had a few big events. In 2014, we had about 400 people come out to hear Diane Ravitch's speech at Vanderbilt, which was really exciting and energizing. We had good turnout, and we helped organize an anti-Betsy DeVos rally. And we had, unfortunately, she was confirmed anyway, but you know, letting people know people care, people are watching, people are invested in what's happening to our public schools, and they're going to speak up. And so I'd say if you are interested in following what's happening in the legislature, following what's going on with our public schools, with funding, with vouchers, with the other things, go to our website. It's treetn.org, treetn.org. You can sign up for our email alerts. You can follow us on social media. You can see that from the website where we talk about if we're having an event, share information. And it's just a matter of people speaking up, because it really does matter. I think when your legislators know that people are watching, people care, people value our public schools, it sends a message, and it makes them take public education seriously.